Today I want to talk about how to rack a slide on a firearm. I hear many female shooters saying that they cannot rack the slide on their firearm. Some believe that they cannot rack the slide on their firearm because the gun is simply too big for them and does not fit them well. And that happens. Sometimes you end up with a gun that doesn't fit you. But I don't believe that the gun is too big for you to rack it. I believe you just need to change your technique. And some people say that they cannot rack the slide on their gun because they are too weak. I don't believe that either. I also believe it's just a matter of technique there. And I'm telling you this because this gun is too big for me, and I've broken both wrists and 3 fingers on my right hand side. So if anybody was going to be weak or have difficulties with a larger gun, it would be me. So before we begin, let's just check that this firearm is unloaded. Pop out the mag. Nothing in the mag, and safety off. We're going to rack the slide. Nothing in there. So now we can play with this gun, demonstrating a couple of techniques. First thing I just want to talk about is that this gun is a hunk of plastic and metal. It is not something that you have to treat delicately. When racking the slide, you are not going to hurt it. So take the firearm in your hand and get your shooter's grip on there, so you have it centered in the web of your hand. You've got your finger outside of the trigger guard. It's just a natural reflex that when these fingers squeeze, this one wants to squeeze too. So keep this finger away from the trigger so that way it won't sympathetically squeeze on that trigger. The next step is to strangle this firearm. Really grab hold of that grip and squeeze it as tightly as you can. You cannot be too mean to this gun. So strangle it with one hand. The next step is to take your other hand and put it here on the rear of the slide. Usually there are grips to help you with this part. You don't want it too far forward because this is where your hot brass comes out. And if there's brass in there the time that you're racking the slide, there obviously isn't this time because we just checked. But say there is and you're in the habit of putting your hand forward, you're going to burn yourself, and that's not fun. So keep your hand back here on the rear of the slide. The next thing is, what are we going to do now that our hands are all in their positions? Well, this hand is going to punch forward. Really lean into it and punch forward like you're going to punch your worst enemy right in the belly and knock the wind out of them. Be forceful about it. Like I said, you can't hurt this gun, so go ahead and punch with it. Then this hand is just going to yank back as hard and as fast as it can, but most of the force behind racking the slide is going to come from this hand. You're going to really lean behind it and muscle it and punch it. Some people rack the slide by just using this hand and just pulling on it, and that doesn't give everybody enough force, especially female shooters. We don't have those big giant man muscles that we want to show off at the range, but we do have power in our legs and power in our bodies, and we can do it. So punch forward with your gripping hand, yank back with your slide handling hand. At the same time, punch up on the slide, hold back button so that way the slide will be held open for you. There we go. That's that. If that technique doesn't work for you, there is another technique as well. It's the gangsta technique. You're going to point your firearm downrange in a safe direction. Okay. Turn it sideways in your hand, like you see in the gangsta movies. They're going to shoot people with it like this, and still punching forward with your grip hand that's strangling the grip on this gun and yanking back. It just changes the angle on the hand that's yanking back. So if you have, like me, maybe broken some fingers or whatever, this angle may be better for you. And there you go. Slide is wrapped. So keep practicing, keep trying different angles and techniques. Ask around when you see other women at the range, hey, what technique do you use to rack your firearm? Because you can do it even if you are a female shooter. Don't listen to the lies of you are weaker or the gun is bigger than you. You can do it.